Something that I've researched that's captured my attention is that over 40.3 million people are traffic victims globally. This phenomenon has kept me up at night. Something that sparks your attention, something that captures your heart, a dream, that's in your file. For me, I had a dream. I wasn't awake, I was sleeping. And this dream was actually about Honduras, a group of traffic girls that I went and invested my time with. And in this dream, I was with them, and I took them to a place outside of their walls, and I wanted to do something nice for them. I was like, you know, girls, come on, let's go. I'll take you on a trip, and we'll go to a nice resort with beautiful palm trees, and the swimming pool was so huge in my dream. I just knew that the girls would love it. And I took them all in the van, and I gathered them up, and I went to this beautiful resort. And in this resort, I was meeting with two people. And something checked in my spirit. I knew that something wasn't quite right, but I didn't know why. And I knew that I had to check on the girls that went to the hotel rooms that they were supposed to be in. So I walked out of there and I said, excuse me, ladies, I have to get to my girls. And they pushed me back and they're like, no, ma'am, I'm sorry, you can't check on them right now. And I knew at that moment that something was happening that wasn't right. So I pushed past them, I said, no, I'm going to check on them. And then they got two guards that pulled me back out of where I was trying to help a situation. They pulled me in the dark outside of the resort, away from the girls I was trying to help. I was so confused. I was in a state like I was trying to help them by doing something nice, but then they took me away and they took my girls away, and I just couldn't believe that I made this happen. And the distraught that I was in was so great that it captured my heart, and I was convicted. I knew that I had to get back to that place and take those girls out of the darkness and back into what I knew was good for them. So I came up with a strategy. I devised a plan that even though I didn't have the answers, I knew I had to do something, so why not me? I was the only one who knew about it. I was the only one who knew the situation. So in the middle of the night, I crept. And I went in there, and I went to the first door, and I said, girls, come on, they're coming, let's go. I got the van parked outside. And then I went to the next door, and I knocked. I said, girls, let's go, come on, we got to run fast. They're coming for you, they're coming. Then I went to the next door, and knocked, girls, we got to go, let's go, they're coming for you. Then I went to the last door, but the girls were sound asleep. It was the two youngest, Anna and Millie, and my heart broke because I knew that I wasn't strong enough to carry both of them. But something came over me in that moment. And I had the strength to pick up a 7-year-old and throw her over my shoulder. And I picked up a 4-year-old and threw her over my other one. And I ran out of that place, past two guards, and I brought them to safety. Now you may be asking, what does this dream have to do with reality? However, if you think to yourself for a moment, sometimes reality is quite alike dreams. However, the thing is, we believe that the probable seems impossible to the problems that seem unsolvable. We believe that the problems in society are so massive and so expansive that it's almost like a puzzle in our minds, a case for humanity. For this case, it's a race. You have to remember to research, to come up with the facts. When I realized that over 40.3 million people were trafficked in slavery and bondage, something broke. Something broke in my heart. I realized that I wasn't the only one struggling, that there were people out there who had it worse than me. This realization took me back and made me rethink the research that I concluded from. And then after I researched, I was able to acknowledge the fact that the darkness in my dreams wasn't just in my dreams, that it's a reality. And then I wasn't wanting to keep this realization and the research that I founded in the darkness, but I was wanting to bring it to the light. The dream that I had for those girls that I knew that they could obtain only if I was going to acknowledge that I was the one that had the strategy. And then after you come to the acknowledgement for your case, for your passion, for your dream that you've had that keeps you up at night, that problem that you think is impossible, that you'll realize that it's not unsolvable. And my third point is creation. That when you begin to create something new, I have a journal that I keep, and it says, show the world what you're made of. And this is my personality type. I love to be empowered and to empower others. That's my heart. And I know some people don't really have that about them, that they don't necessarily think that they can change the world. But I implore you tonight, believe in the impossible. For what is it that gets us somewhere when we believe in nothing? If you believe in the impossible, it becomes possible. It becomes probable. But when you get a journal, you can begin to create. And in my journal, I have all of the things, all of the dreams inside of my heart. I have all the passions inside of me, the things that keep me up at night. I write them down. Why? Because I know that when you create something, it's liable to happen. Studies show that when you write something down, you are twice as more likely to accomplish that task. Write your dreams down. Create. And when you create, explore the possibilities. Explore what could happen. What could happen if you took your dream, your envision, your hope for the future, and you realize that that dream isn't only a dream, that your desires have the opportunity to take something that went into the flip side, that was negative, and turn it into something positive. I even believe that when we explore the possibilities of things happening, we are able to create solutions in society. That, if you think about it, mathematically speaking, 2 + 2 is 4. We have 3 + 3 is 6. 5 + 5 is 10. 2 × 5 is 10. I say all this to say that problems have solutions, do they not? And what if you had the solution to a problem that no one else did? Is that so crazy to imagine that you may be the mathematical solution to an algebraic problem that has never been solved before? That in your file, with your name on it, there are differentiations of all types. Your file may conclude health. It may be something to establish in a community that has been struggling with well-being, and that the kids are dying with AIDS, and that you just may have a solution to that. Wow, crazy. Or it may be that you have a solution for an entrepreneur idea inside of you that has been placed, an ambition and endeavor that you've been scared to conquer because it's never been done before. Maybe it's an ice cream shop by the beach with different flavors, but you have just that right flavor that no one's had before. That you have a flavor that's so good, that's so tasty, that everyone wants to taste it. Guess what? That's your case. That's your puzzle that you can solve. There are many times when puzzles seem a bit too much. It's almost like your mind becomes crowded with all these problems, and you see a problem and problem and problem and problem, and you see numbers and numbers, and you try to reach your dreams, and you try to take that step forward, and you say, I'm going to believe in my dreams, and I'm going to do this thing, but then you're like, whoa, there's a roadblock. And you stop, and you're like, okay, I'm done, like, I'm giving up, that's not for me, not for me. But the thing is, there's always going to be a problem when you decide to take a step forward. There's always going to be a roadblock. When you're walking down a straight path that has nothing blocking it, then everyone else is doing the same. Are you really embarking on something worth embarking on if there's no treacherous path? Are you really going to see something so beautiful if you're just walking and everything's easy and breezy? No. if there's something worth it on the other side, there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be a few rocks that you have to step over. There's going to be a few things that you have to overcome. But remember, always remember that you have the capability to do the impossible. That the problems may seem unsolvable, but you can make them possible. Thank you.